It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Daily Southtown newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location at 11329 West 143rd Street in lovely Orland Park. Got a great show for you tonight, folks. Two guests, both Sandburg grads, coincidentally. Sandburg baseball coach Jim Morsovillo will be our first guest. Eagles are flying high, coming off a 23-8 season, advanced to the Class 4A Super Sectional last season. They return a superb nucleus. The entire defense is back. Infield defense, I should say, is back, so they're looking good. And we're also going to have on Dr. James Leonard from Midwest Orthopedic Consultants. Dr. Leonard's been a guest of ours before, and he's a Sandburg grad as well. So great show for you tonight. When we get back from this Beggar's Pizza timeout, remember, join that loyalty program. Lots of good stuff to be had. We'll be joined by two pizzas from Beggar's as well. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Thank you, Coach's Corner, for celebrating all these great athletes. Now celebrate the American Classic with Apple Chevy. Classics like the Chevy Impala. Originating in 1958, the Chevy Impala is older than the states Hawaii and Alaska. It still holds its sleek and stylish design with a focus on luxury. It has the option to have the power of 305 horses. Don't take my word for it. Come test drive it today at Apple Chevy.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we are at the Beggar's Pizza location, 11329 West 143rd Street, Orland Park. And our first guest tonight, Sandburg baseball coach Jim Morsovillo. Morso, how's it going, my man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back again.
Thank you. Yeah, second time.
Second time, man. And I brought you closer to home.
It's good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Bad weather.
Snowy night. You know, it's all good, okay? And it's a love fest. We got Dr. Leonard coming on in a couple segments from Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, and he's a Sandburg grad as well. So, all right, Morso, this is a big season on the books for the Eagles. You guys had a great year last year, advanced to the Class 4A Super Sectional. You got a bunch of kids returning, the whole infield. Would you say this is the most optimistic, excited you've been going into a season? This is your seventh.
Yeah, seventh year. This would be one of the top for sure. I mean, we had the big three guys on the mound a few years back. That was pretty exciting too.
Yeah, that was.
But this year is definitely an exciting year with our entire infield coming back, including our catcher. So the whole infield's coming back. Making it all the way to the Super Sectional last year. We're pretty excited about the young men and the leadership that we have coming back this year. So yeah, this would probably be the most excited we've been in a few years for sure, but we'll see what happens.
More excitement, more pressure.
Yeah, that's true, that's true, that's true.
All right, Marcel, so in terms of pitching, hitting, defense, what has you most excited about this team?
All around, I think we're going to be solid in all facets of the game, but I think a big part is the leadership that the seniors are going to bring. I saw it at the end of last year. They brought everybody together. You know, there's always adversity throughout the season that teams deal with. They kept everybody focused in what we needed to do. This summer was a good summer doing our summer stuff. Saw a lot of leadership there with the younger guys coming in, and they really worked hard with them. And then even into the workout program we've had just starting about a month and a half ago. A lot of seniors getting the young men doing what we need to do. So the leadership on and off the field is something that's hard to kind of deal with. yearly. When you get a good group that comes back and you have that leadership, that's a big part of this thing. So I'm excited probably most about that.
And one of those leaders is Brandon Comia, 4-year varsity guy, shortstop, Illinois recruit. He really had a great season, kind of a breakout season for him last year, his junior season. And what are the expectations, man? I mean, can a kid possibly have a better season than he did last year?
Yeah, I mean, he put it all together last year. He's going to be a 4-year starter now at the varsity level. That's tough to do at any point in time, but at our school it's really tough. And he's progressively gotten better every year. He hit over 400 last year, hit 6 or 7 home runs, and between 35 RBIs and then 30 runs scored. I mean, he kind of does it all.
He does. And he was clutch too.
Yes, he was clutch.
Hits,
he won some games for us. His leadership, his ability to solidify the middle of the infield is huge for us. Everybody kind of knows he's our spark plug and getting our offense going as well. And really last year too, in regards to pitching, he said, "Coach, I can pitch when you need me to." And he was 2-0. He was 3 for 3 in saves. In the postseason, he was a big part of our success, kind of solidifying some of those games down the stretch. So he's a great player. He works really hard. We're excited to have him go at least one more go around with us. So I don't know much more he can do, but he's a great player.
And another great player, man, your catcher, Ryan Hampy, a kid who transferred from St. Lawrence after a sophomore year, had an all-area season last year, great defensively, UIC recruit. What would you say his biggest strength is, more so?
Ryan has a way of commanding his presence with the pitching staff. I recall one time I went out on the mound and I was talking to the pitcher about something. I wanted him to do something a little different. And before I walked off the mound, Ryan said, "Repeat what Coach just said," just because he wanted to make sure he really understood what we were doing.
Wow.
So he really takes command of the pitching staff. He's on the same page with Coach Fear and what we're trying to do. In the middle of the lineup guy, he has a good approach all the time. Throughout the season, I know in that Edwardsville game, we had a mindset of how we wanted to handle that pitcher, and he was pretty tough. And his ability to make mid-game adjustments offensively and change his approach and how he's going about at bats is something pretty special. He did it all year. He hit 470, I think, and with about 7 or 8 home runs. I mean, he was a great addition to our ball club last year when he transferred over. So he's a great player.
And the guy I'm really looking forward to seeing this season is Evan Snuda, pitcher, outfielder, Notre Dame recruit, throws hard, good breaking stuff. Are you going to play him in the outfield as well? And what do you think this year, what he's capable of achieving on the mound?
He's going to be our number 1 pitcher. I mean, he's going to be our guy. He's going to go against the top teams that are number 1s also. He's got great stuff. I mean, he's got great velocity on his fastball. We've been working with his breaking stuff and his off-speed stuff to help him have a little bit more command of it. But really with his issue kind of last year a little bit was getting out of that first inning sometimes. He just came out of the bullpen. He didn't quite have it all the time. So we're really going to work on a program to get him out of there and hitting on all cylinders in that first inning. But he's going to have to be the guy on the mound, and he worked really hard all summer on some other pitches, so he's going to have more pitches to kind of work with. Yep. In regards to the outfield play, he may play a little bit in the outfield. He may DH as well. It's hard for him to kind of do a little bit of everything. He's focused a little bit more on pitching this last summer, but he's still going to hit, and potentially DH a little bit for us. We need him in the lineup sometimes.
And he's got a pretty good little brother too, a sophomore, right?
Yeah, Will's a good player too. He's getting big just like Evan is too. And he's a real good athlete. So yeah, he's going to be a key part of the sophomore team this year also. But yeah, Evan's done a great job for us. Great kid, great student.
Yep. All around great kid. Great family.
Yep.
He's got some Blue Island blood in him, just in case you didn't know.
I know, I've heard that before. I remember that.
Hey, Blue Island Italian, man, that's a great 1-2 punch right there, Morso. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, locations Mokina, Tinley Park, Orland Park. We come back, more with Sandburg baseball coach Jim Morsovillo. Stay tuned.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's is a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We are at the Beggar's Pizza location, 11329 West 143rd Street, Orland Park. Beautiful facility. And our guest, Jim Morsovillo, Sandburg baseball coach. All right, Morso, before we get going on the team thing, let's talk a little bit about your coaching staff. Because, George Fear, pitching coach, pretty quiet guy, mild-mannered. You got Chuck Peters. Chuck's, he's all in, man. Great guy. To Sandburg grad. He'll tell you he hit the longest home run in Sandburg history. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. I've heard that a few hundred times.
It went from like 100 feet beyond the right field fence to
tennis courts out there?
Yeah. And I think now it's like landed in like Bona Beef or something like that, right?
Something like that.
Across
Keeps
the
getting big. For sure.
But it was a bomb.
Yeah.
And Chuck was a heck of a player, man.
That's
UNC recruit. So you got a great coaching staff.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have these guys. George has been the pitching coach with us, and all three of us have been together for the last 6 years, going on our 7th year together. But yeah, George, it seems mild-mannered at times, but he's a pretty excitable guy too.
Intense.
So yes, he's intense with our pitchers. He's cool, calm, and collected. There's times when he turns it up a little bit, but he really thinks the game all the time. He's kind of like my bench coach when he's in the dugout type of thing. When I'm at third base and we're in the home dugout, he's kind of throwing things out to me, and he's thinking, his wheels are always turning, making sure we're on the same page with stuff. But he handles the pitching staff in a great way. He has a good program for them to work out with, and they believe in what he's preaching to them, and he stays with them. So yeah, he's done a great job. Chuck's awesome, a hitting coach, works with the outfielders, has a good philosophy with the guys. Very positive. The kids really like him, and he's been giving Brandon lessons since he's been so small. So they've been together for a long time. So Chuck does a great job as well. I couldn't do it without those guys. And my sophomore coach, Scott Fredericks, has been with me for some time, and Greg Billow who played with the Kansas City Royals. Do a great job with the sophomores, getting them ready to come up to the next level here. And then, Nick Fotopoulos is my freshman coach, and Bill Leffler is going to be our volunteer coach. He coached for me a few years ago at the sophomore levels when he was student teaching. So
got to have those guys at lower levels to develop, man.
They do.
Right?
And Foto does a great job. The kids love him. He's super positive, and he gets everybody in the ball games as much as possible. So yeah, all my coaches do a great job. I'm very fortunate to have them on staff.
Are you getting excited, or are you more nervous that your oldest son, who's in 8th grade, is going to be a Sandburg Eagle, and you got to have that parent son sort of thing?
Those drives home could be getting interesting at times. But yeah, my son Matthew is in 8th grade at Century right now, so he's going to be coming over to Sandburg next year. My little guy Nick is only in 5th grade, so I have a few years left before that comes. But yeah, it's exciting. We're excited about it. We've had discussions already, kind of like how this has got to go down. But my wife's trying to keep me in check with that and how we got to handle those drives home. But it's going to be fun to coach them, and we're all wearing Sandburg Eagle uniforms.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty.
It's going to be awesome,
cool,
man.
For sure.
Avoid any type of conflict at home. Freshman year, bring them up. Play him at shortstop, hit him third.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Parents will be all
no
for that.
No problem with that one. We'll not do that probably. So.
All right, another kid who had a big year, kind of out of nowhere last year, was Andrew Tennyson, and he's a kid that's going to Lewis, right? Nice job, Andrew. That's definitely a good choice, my alma mater. Man, it's kind of scary to think what he can do taking another step this year, man.
Sure. I mean, we knew about Andrew as a sophomore. He was a key part of that sophomore team. And then we knew he was a very good defender, and he plays great third base over there. probably one of the more accurate arms that I've coached over that position. Just everything's right on the money all the time. He thinks the game well. He knows where he needs to be. He's great on the one-handed bunt plays. He does a great job defensively. Offensively, he's that kind of like, he reminds me of, if you equate to somebody in the big leagues, like a Joey Votto type guy, because his ability to coax a walk is there, and he has the power and the ability to hit for average. I think he had 25 walks last year from the 4 spot in the lineup, but yet hit 380 or 390 too. So he's got the power. He has the ability to coax a walk. He'll get into at-bats, and he competes against lefties pretty well. He's a lefty hitter, and he stands right in there. So yeah, he's a key member too of a guy coming back, a leader for our third baseman.
Yeah, I think Lewis got a steal on that
for
one.
sure.
And then behind Tenuta, who needs to step up pitching wise? Who are some names you think are going to step it up?
Sure. So Scott Stemmons is a senior this year. He had some spot starts last year. Got about 25 innings in. He's going to have to step up big time this year. Eric Harold, another young man who started for us occasionally last year, came more out of the bullpen, but got some key outs against Providence in that sectional game. So he can compete as well. Got a great breaking pitch. So those guys as seniors are going to need to step up. Seth Masters, our first baseman last year, who's a great defender, and really didn't see the mound much last year, is going to see it much more this year. So he's going to compete. He got a lot of innings this summer in. And we're looking for Tommy Wint, who's our junior, to get on the mound. Ryan Leland, Nick Scrabus. Some juniors are going to have to step up and just kind of figure this thing out and get after it. So yeah, we're excited about the staff we have as well.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm most excited about. One of the most exciting things for me is Sandburg is in the Do It Stevie's Way tournament, which is one of the best tournaments in the state. And it's done for a lot of good reasons, beyond just great competition, sportsmanship, playing the game the right way, playing it hard. What made you decide to say, hey, let's get in this thing?
Well, a lot of the kids have been talking about this for years and wanting to get in it. And I know that a certain number of teams kind of in it, and their structure will kind of work that way. But the kids kind of kept honest about it, and we finally said, let's give them a call. And Chuck reached out to Steve's dad and kind of set this up and wanted to see if we can get some more teams in. So ourselves, we're getting in there. I believe Lions is in there. Yep. So they're opening it up a little bit, and we're excited. We know the competition's second to none. But all these kids that are going to be playing together in this tournament have all played together as they were growing up. So all my guys are real excited to be in this. Obviously, it's a great tournament, the purpose of it all, and we're going to play hard and play it the right way for sure. So we're really excited about being in.
No, it definitely adds a little extra flavor, man. Yep. I mean, with the Eagles in there and Lions, so that's awesome, Morso. Sure. All right, my man, I appreciate you coming on board. It's right around the corner. Looking forward to a great season. And man, that Andrew Sandburg game, you know I'm all over that. Yeah, I don't miss that.
Well, we'll see you there, hopefully. So we can't wait. Yeah, it'll be a good one for sure.
And I know I've got to get these pizzas over there by you and Dr. Leonard. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
this
please.
Cheese and sausage, thin crust, and his deep dish.
It smells great. Let's do it.
All right, folks, we are going to go to an athletics timeout. Remember, 2 locations, Oak Lawn and Orland Park. Our good buddy Tom Mulvey. We come back. Dr. James Leonard from Midwest Orthopedic Consultants will be our guest. We're going to talk about taking care of that arm, all right? A little prevention. Stay away from injuries. So we're going to talk with Dr. Leonard. Stay tuned. Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy is a 2,200 square foot facility that includes the latest in rehabilitation equipment, including the HydroTrack underwater treadmill. All therapists at Athletics are experienced and offer hands-on treatment for patients that require such therapy. Whether it's your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, neck, or jaw, Athletics is here to help. We at Athletics understand you as a patient have the right to choose where you receive treatment. Ask your physician if Athletics, with locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park, is right for you.
Thank you, Coach's Corner, for celebrating all these great athletes. Now celebrate the American Classic with Apple Chevy. Classics like the Chevy Impala. Originating in 1958, the Chevy Impala is older than the states Hawaii and Alaska. It still holds its sleek and stylish design with a focus on luxury. It has the option to have the power of 305 horses. Don't take my word for it. Come test drive it today at Apple Chevy.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'd like to thank Sandburg baseball coach Jim Morsovillo for being our first guest. Up next, Dr. James Leonard. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, locations in Oak Lawn, Orland Park. Doctor, thanks for coming on board again.
Thank you for having me again.
And another Sandburg grad here, man. 97 Sandburg grads. So this is all about the Eagles today.
Representing.
You're
yes.
representing, man, that's for sure. All right, baseball season's right around the corner. What would you recommend? You know, obviously, arm injuries are a big, big thing, and we could kind of tie in pitch counts and all that with this, Doctor, but what's the best way for kids to get their arms ready to roll for this season?
Well, I think that, we talk about baseball season right around the corner, but for a lot of kids, baseball season has never really ended.
That's true.
They've gone from fall ball to go into the domes now, which has been great for them, but they're still throwing. They've come back from holiday break and they've gone right back at it. So, I think the biggest thing that I'm telling athletes right now, are the biggest problems, is just that they're overdoing it, they're overthrowing. And there's so much access to multiple leagues and showcases, travel teams, AAU teams, that they could be playing on 3 or 4 teams and showcases and just wearing their arm out. So the biggest thing we talk about is organization, knowing which teams they're playing with, and trying to take some time off from throwing, off from playing baseball, to do other things, to be a multi-sport athlete. And so a lot of what we're trying to encourage now is fun with baseball, fun with sports, multi-sport athletes, doing other things, and giving that arm a chance to rest.
Yep. What would you say the best time to kind of give the arm a rest during the offseason? Do you think it's December, January? Do you think it's October through December? What's a good time off, would you say?
I think a lot of it has to depend on what other sports they play. If they're involved in a fall sport or a winter sport, giving them that amount of time. But usually I think September through January, that way they can get into a good throwing program come February and March. And although the baseball season starts in March, when there's snow on the ground, really it's not till April that things really pick up. So. Yep. That's I think that would be the ideal, because right now into February, baseball teams are starting to work out, they're starting to throw, and I think that's good for getting ready for the regular season. I mean, it takes the pros upwards of 2 months to get ready to go, and the same thing goes for athletes of this age, of any age. And so I think you start in September, right around school starts, you're ready to go come January, you've had those 3 or 4 months off, and there's a lot of data that shows that if you take 2 to 3 months off, the chances of getting injured goes down significantly.
Yep. And you don't want to come out throwing sliders and curveballs. I mean, it's a build-up process, right?
There is, and you start with playing catch, then you go to long toss. It doesn't have to be this high leverage throwing off a mound all the time. A lot of throwers can play catch every day to build arm strength, to build flexibility, and that's fine. But what we're talking about is that high leverage throwing off of a mound, trying to impress someone with a showcase about how fast you throw. A lot of recommendations now from USA Baseball is don't throw with a radar gun. Work about learning how to pitch and not necessarily how hard you throw, because then you're going to try to throw harder, try to overdo it, and that's when you start to see the injuries coming along.
Yeah, and they have these showcases in December. You know what I mean? That's just terrible. They tell kids, don't go maximum effort. You're 17-year-old, 16-year-old kid. You're giving max effort. You know what I mean? Absolutely. How do you not?
And the thing of it is that these showcases are off season, and some of these kids have nagging injuries, but they're trying to pitch through it to get through one showcase. And I tell people, don't worry about the showcases. Go play your season. That's when recruits are going to see you. They know where the good players are. They're going to be able to find you. And I think there's so much pressure now, because college is so expensive, to get a scholarship. And I understand that, but if you do things the right way, I think that you actually will be better off. You're not going to burn yourself out. There's a lot of freshmen that aren't playing baseball anymore because they're burnt out already. And so we want them ready for 4 years of high school and on. And so it's all about kind of pacing themselves.
And I remember last year, before the season even started, before they even started practice, Providence had 4 pitchers go down with injuries, and a couple of them were for the season. So, and that's all because of these showcases. Real quickly, Doc, what do you think of the pitch count? Now, they moved it up in high school this year from 105 max to 115 max. Then you have to take 5 complete days off afterwards. Do you like that, or did you think 105 was a good number?
I still think that it's high. I think it's a high number.
I'm with
honestly.
you.
I think it's still 105 is just too much, and it just puts there's selective kids that just are going to always be under that pressure. And it's not just the 105; it's the 105 over a 3-month season. It's just that accumulation. No one's going to injure their elbow through one throw. It's the accumulation of throwing over and over and over again. And I mean, a lot of these professional pitchers aren't even getting to 100 anymore.
Right.
So I think it's really high. It needs to come down even more than this, but at least they're making the right steps. They're looking at the counts. They're really starting to put the onus on that. Now the question is we have to take that information and take it to the other leagues, the AAU teams they also play on.
Travel programs. Yep.
So it's a good start. They're thinking the right direction, and so you have to start somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Dr. Leonard, thanks again for being on board.
Thank you.
Always a wealth of knowledge and information, and looking forward to the baseball season. Okay, folks, we're going to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. We come back, Players of the Week, and a little high and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, let's hit the Players of the Week. The Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. We're going to hook up Marist senior Morgan Taylor. 27 points to lead the Redhawks to a 53-47 win over Marion Catholic. Morgan is having a great year. We're going to hook up with a $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Streeterville and Oak Brook. And our Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week, Sandburg Girls Basketball's Morgan McCullough. Injured her ACL. The good people at Midwest Orthopedic Consultants got her back on her feet, scored 9 points, averaging 9 points in the last 7 games for the Eagles. So that's a tough kid, man. Overcame that injury. Now she's playing well. We're going to hook her up with a nice gift certificate. Compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon. All right, folks, no high and tight. Have a great week. See you a little later.